read more stuff by him. Yeah.
या सो उसमें यहाँ पे उसने लिखा था, कहाँ गया था वही, कहाँ गया उसने हिंदू कम्युनिटी का कहाँ लिखा था इसमें, या सो ये इसको बेसिकली क्या है, those startled that Leicester has been rocked by communal tensions are naive, but it's a model multicultural city, they say. Yes, that's a problem. Multicultural sowed the seeds of today's violent grief. Community tensions are hardly new in multicultural Britain. From the Oldham riots of 2001 to the recent grooming gang scandals, community tensions have been simmering and sometimes blowing up for years. Even in model Leicester, things were far from happy and peaceful. As the Leicester Mercury says, even before that now famous infamous cricket match, tensions had been rising between different minority communities for some time. Pinning the blame for Leicester's woes on newly arrived Indians is cynical and ignorant. It smacks of the kind of immigrant bashing that liberals would normally be opposed to. Actually, we need to talk about India bashing specifically. Another disturbing aspect of Leicester has been some people's attempt to put the blame entirely on the Indian heritage community, to say it's all down to people with Hindu nationalist views. A writer for Middle East Eye says Muslims are primarily the victims here. He compares the Hindutva-inspired march of around 200 men, mostly in baklavas, to the racist actions of the English Defence League. The identitarian set is always painting the Muslim community as blameless. There is, ironically, a powerful streak of racial infantilization in such Islam absolving narratives. The idea that Muslims are the cause of every problem in the UK is of course deeply bigoted, but so is the idea that they are never to blame for anything, that they are always just the wide-eyed innocent caught up in things. Now I want to talk about this larger point being made that multiculturalism has failed. I disagree. It's not multiculturalism that has failed. Islamism is the problem.
Yes.
Everywhere where you see the failure of multiculturalism, can you show me one example outside of the Islamists? One. Or Islamist mindsets. I'll tell you, I know in the so-called brown community, only two people are a classic example of multiculturalism and its failures. Primarily the Islamists. I'm not saying Muslims, I'm saying Islamists. Secondary, Khalistanis. These two are the obvious example of multiculturalism failing. But is multiculturalism only about the behavioral patterns of brown people? What about the soccer hooligans? Are they a success of multiculturalism?
No, and what about the fucking Russian mafia in the US?
What about the Protestant versus Catholic riots that happened in this very nation that Nigel Farage lives in?
Yeah.
What about that? Is that a success of multiculturalism?
अरे bomb blast हो रहे थे. You remember how was Mountbatten killed? There was a bloody bomb that went off under Margaret Thatcher during the Conservative convention in 81 or 82 or something like that. Na?
Yeah.
वो क्या था?
Yeah.
So understand, this is a fundamental failure of Hindus to teach Englishmen, basically all white countries, about Hinduism on the first place and about issues in India in general.
Yeah.
Because all the interlocutors of India in the West are the Rana Ayub types.
Yeah.